Hello, I am so glad you can join me today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making some pizza. A couple people have written me and asked me to make pizza, and I know I said yes, I was going to make it, and it took me a little while, but today I'm going to make pizza for you. But what's important about making this pizza is to get the dough right. So we're going to make our own dough. I'm going to show you how to make the dough and how to roll the dough out, so you can come along with me and you can try to make it yourself. Okay? So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is I have a packet of dry yeast, and this is a 1/4 ounce. It says on the packet a 1/4 ounce, but I'm going to measure it. I believe it's a tablespoon, but I'm going to measure it for you because some people have asked me, they didn't understand the measurement and they had asked me. So I just want to measure it for you so that you can get the correct amount to use. Okay, so let's see, they say a 1/4 ounce in here, so I'm going to put it in my, this is my tablespoon right here, so I would tell you it's 1 tablespoon. I'm opening my packet to make sure it's all out, because sometimes it kind of, a little bit kind of stays to the bottom. You want it all out. It's not much. It's not even worth opening the packet for. It's 1 tablespoon, but if you can see right here, it's not quite full up to the top. So I would say it's a tablespoon, but it's a little bit less. Okay, a little bit less than a tablespoon. Okay, you can see that? Okay, so I'm going to put that in here. That's all we're going to be using today. Now, this recipe here calls for, you can use, it calls for either 1 teaspoon of honey or 1 teaspoon of sugar. I'm using honey in this. I made some before and I used sugar. This one I'm going to use honey. So I'm using 1 teaspoon of honey. So let me go ahead and get my teaspoon, which is right here. And I'm going to measure out a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, and I'm going to pour that in there. Yeah, I'm going to take my fingers to get it out, so because it'll just stay in there, and we don't want it in there. We want it in here, okay? So yeah. Okay, so that's 1 teaspoon of honey. So let me close this up. So now we want a 1/4 cup of warm water. You got to make sure the water is warm. We don't want the water to be too hot, and you don't want the water to be too cold. You want it to be warm so it can interact with the yeast. So what I'm going to do is I have some warm water here. I'm going to stick my fingers inside of it to make sure that it is not too hot, okay? So I stuck both fingers in it. It is nice and warm. It is not hot and it's not cold. So this is my 1/4 cup right here. I'm going to add, I'm going to measure a 1/4 cup of warm water, and I'm going to put that in there. Alright guys, so we put that in, and I'm just going to stir this for a little bit just to get all, just give it a little stir here to get all the yeast and everything from around the sides of the bowl in there. And I'm just going to sit this aside for 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, I'm going to come back and add some more stuff to it. Okay guys, so now my yeast have been sitting here now for 10 minutes. So look at it, you see the bubbles at the top. I don't know if you can see that, the bubbles at the top. So it has been interacting with the sugar and so on that was in here. So now to that, I'm going to add, this is 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can use a teaspoon. I use 1/2 teaspoon because I have the coarse salt. So I use 1/2 teaspoon. You can use 1 teaspoon of salt. In here I have a 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'm going to pour that in there. And here I have 3/4 cups of, again, same temperature water, warm water. So I'm going to add that to that, and I'm going to give that a little stir. Stir it up, stir it up. That's it. So now I'm going to add my flour to this. So I'm going to start by adding 1 cup of flour. 1 cup of flour. So I'm going to pour this flour in. And while this flour is being poured in, I'm just going to stir it up. We're making our dough, guys. So I'm going to give that a good little stir here to get, I want to get some of those lumps out. So that's 1 cup of flour in there. Of course, you see, we definitely need more flour for our dough. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 more cup of flour in here. So this is my 2nd cup of flour. And we're going to stir this up. So this is still sticky here. It's still sticky. The whisk is not going to work anymore on this. I have 1 more cup of flour, but you're going to use the flour based on the texture. So far we have 2 cups of flour in there. I am going to spread this, maybe like half a cup of this flour here on my surface. I'm going to take my dough and put it out here on my surface. And I am going to continue. I'm by using my hand now. I'm going to knead this dough for at least 10 minutes. Get your dough nice and smooth. And then you make yourself a little ball. A little smooth little ball. And you put your ball like that. Now I'm going to get the bowl that I had put this in originally. I'm just going to rinse the flour out of it and then put this right back inside of it. So give me 1 minute. Guys, so what I did for my dough right here, my oil, I put some oil in here, a little bit of oil, and I'm going to put the dough in here and just put a little bit of oil on it. Just cover it a little bit of oil. The oil just stops it from drying out. And I'm going to put a little saran wrap. I'm just going to cover it. Now, you have to sit this in a warm place for 1 hour for it to rise. 1 hour. When an hour is up, then I will come back and I will show you the next step. So over here, this is our dough. As you can see, it has risen. So now I'm going to take it out and put it on the counter. Just spread a little flour on the counter. And take it out and put it on the counter. This is our flour. So now I'm going to divide this in 4. So I'm cutting in half. Is that half? Cut it in half. And then cut this half in half. And cut this half in half. So I have 4 pieces here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, take it like this. and just maybe about 8 or 9 times. And what I'm doing is I'm just folding it under, okay guys, just folding it under, just like that, just folding it. And you do that maybe like 8 or 9 times. Just keep folding it under till you get nice smooth ball like that. And then do the same thing again to another one, just folding it over, under, just folding it under, not over, under. So just keep folding it under and do it maybe, as I said, probably 8, 9, 10 times. Just keep folding it under. And you got yourself a nice round ball, okay? And do it again. Keep doing it and do it to all 4. I have a dish right here. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to take these and put them in here. Now what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and I'm gonna let it stay overnight. I'm not gonna use this today. So the longer you let it sit, your dough in the refrigerator is always better. It comes out better. So I have some that I made yesterday, made it exactly the same way. So I already took it out of the refrigerator and I'll show you that in a minute. So let me cover this up and put it away and then I'll be right back. So this is pizza dough that I did yesterday evening, last night actually, and I put it in the refrigerator so that I can have it for today. The one that I did just now, I put that in the refrigerator for another day. So this is what it looks like here. I took it out of the refrigerator and I left it out for an hour. Once you take it out of the refrigerator, you don't use it right away. You let it sit for an hour before you use it, okay? So now I'm gonna use this. So let me just unwrap it here. See, it has risen nicely. And then before I take that out of here, I'm going to put a little bit of flour on my scraper right here. And I am going to go in with a little flour. Put a little flour down between it. A little flour. And then I'm going to take it out. But before I do that, let me show you something here. Let me just rest this for a second for a minute. I got too much things going on. This is a stone for my pizza stone that they usually do the pizza on, okay? I bought this and now I'm going to be using it for the first time. So this is supposed to be very good for the pizza because it cooks the pizza, cooks your bread, whatever you're doing evenly. It heats evenly instead of just one pocket cooking, the other pocket not cooking. The whole thing cooks evenly. So I bought this, so I'm going to be using it today for the first time. So what the directions say is to put it in the oven while the oven is still cold. Turn the oven on to 400 so I let it come to let it heat up in the oven while the oven is on. So that's, and it came with this little handle right here. So when you put it on here and you lift it out of the oven, you just lift it out like this. So let me go ahead and put it in the oven and I'll be right back. My pizza out of the pan. Put that over there. And I'm going to put some flour. Oops, that's a lot of flour. But that's okay. I put some flour right here. And I'm going to put my dough on top of my flour. Some flour. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press out my dough. So all I'm doing right, guys, is pressing from the center right out the dough. And you're going to try to maintain your shape. We want to maintain our nice round shape. So you're going to press it out. Press it out to the end. You're not going to go all the way to the end because you want that curve like what you usually have in the pizza. And press it out. And then what I'm going to do is put it on my hand like this and push that flour to the side and then put it down and then press it out. And guys, when you're pressing out your pizza, you're going to hold it like this and you're going to gently just pull it from the end, okay? So you're going to pull your pizza out like that. I'm not a professional at this, but this is how I learned to do it. Pull it out. Because we're stretching our pizza now, guys. You're just pressing it. Pressing the pizza out. Stretching it, pressing it, that's all. Okay guys, so you stretch out our pizza and you just, the top of your pizza you just leave to get that crust. And stretch out the pizza. That's it. So now I have my board here. So what I'm going to do to my board, guys, so I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on my board just to make it easy for the pizza to slide off my board. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil, just a little bit. Then I'm going to take some cornmeal and put it on my board because I'm going to put this in the oven. Now I'm going to transfer the pizza from here to the stone in the oven. So I want that cornmeal to the bottom, okay? So I put that there. So now I'm going to take my pizza right here that we just made and put it on here. Stretch it out a little further. And you're just pushing it, pressing it. Basically that's what I've been doing. Now I have my little handy dandy brush. So I'm going to brush some olive oil on the pizza. I think that's about good. So now we have some of our sauce on top of our dough. So now I'm going to put some cheese. This is mozzarella cheese. I'm going to put some cheese on that. And here I have some pepperoni. So I'm going to put a little pepperoni on that as well. Wonderful. So guys, this is our homemade pizza. So let me go ahead now and slide this into the oven, and I will be back to make another one so that I want to make at least two so you can get the so you can get the hang of the process. Okay, so let me just put this one in the oven. And we're just going to press this out with our fingers. And you got to be gentle with it so that you do not break it. And then this flour right here, I don't need that flour anymore, so I'm gonna put that flour right there. And then I'm gonna hold the pizza as I stretch it, gently stretch it. And I'm not stretching it, pulling it from in the center. I'm just stretching it from at the ends. And guys, I'm not a professional at this, but this is how I learned to do it, okay? And just stretch it. And just keep going around. I'm pushing it out at the end. It's good, those pizza places, you see those guys, they do this like so fast, like I am not like that, guys. I do it slowly. Okay. Okay, guys. So now we're gonna get some sauce again, some of our special sauce. See, good thing about making your own sauce, guys, is you know exactly what go into your sauce. So I say put some nice vegetables in here. We have some celery, some peppers, some onions, some scallions, and some fresh herbs. So you know exactly what goes into your sauce when you make it yourself. And then there's plenty left over, which I will put in a bottle and put in the refrigerator to use another time. Okay, so that's it. So you spread it out. You don't want it to go all the way to the end. Just spread it out. Yeah, just spread it out. Spread it out. Alright guys, for this one now, our sauce is on. So we're gonna put some more cheese all around. Lots of cheese. Yeah, I think that's good. So on here, I'm going to put some peppers. I would also put some onion. Not that one. I'll put some onions. This is some chicken, some leftover chicken in the refrigerator, so I'll put some chicken on there as well. And this is some basil, some fresh basil. We're gonna stick some fresh basil on there. And I'm just gonna drizzle, I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil on the top. Drizzle, drizzle, come on out. Oh, there we go. Just drizzle a little bit, if I can barely get it out of the bottle. On the top. And now this goes into the oven. Okay guys, so the pizzas are all done. Here they are. So let me go ahead and cut it for you. Now, as I said, I'm not a professional pizza person, but I make pizza like this for the family, and this is just perfect. So if you want to make some pizza, guys, go ahead and make yourself some pizza. And here it is. Now over here is my marinara sauce that I made extra. So whenever you're gonna make your pizza, you made a whole bunch of this, you can put this in the refrigerator, and next time you want to make some pizza, it's already prepared and you don't have to go make it from scratch. You already have some. So in my next video, I would probably make some breadsticks, and we will have it with this marinara sauce, and I think I'll be doing that in my next video. But let me go ahead and taste this for you. Pizza. It's good. That sauce is good. It's missing a little bit of pepper. It's good. That is good, guys. And on the back, you have the cornmeal back there. That's a good pizza. Guys, go ahead, try this out. I'm spinning. Guys, that's some good pizza. Go ahead and give it a try. It may not come out perfect. As I said, you know, I'm not a pizza person, but I make it every once in a while. And if you just go ahead and give it a try. You may let the way it come out. This tastes pretty good to me. I like it. I'm sure my family is going to enjoy it. So go ahead and make yourself some, okay? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave me a message. I had fun making this for my family, and I hope you have fun making some for your family as well. Until next time, bye-bye.